another Sunday. That's right. If we ain't gonna clap for nothing else, clap for that. We made it to another Sunday.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. It was a terrible championship boxing match. Yeah. A lot of depleted NBA teams ended up winning games that they had no business winning. It's a lot to clap about. Good evening. Welcome to another Sunday Night Live. Of course, here at Sunday Night Live, this is the weekly sports recap. I'm your host, 58 South, along with my co-host, the sports diplomat, Mr. Mashawn Roberson. What's up, sir?
What's happening, man? How you doing this week?
Oh, man, doing great. Welcome back, by the way. I don't see no beads or nothing on you, but welcome back.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I put those up, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I should have put some on, but
just to let the folks know you was out there for real. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, if you like to start with it, man, how was your experience?
It was great, man. I mean, I went to the Mardi Gras in Mobile, Alabama. That's my hometown. And the Mardi Gras, a lot of people don't know the Mardi Gras actually started there. It didn't start in New Orleans. They kind of adopted it later. Started in Mobile in early 1700s. I think the exact year was 1703 or 04. And, just go down, man. It was a good time. Went to a couple of Mardi Gras balls and parties and things, and then just getting with old family and friends, cookouts and parades, catching bees, moon pies. They don't, that's our thing. They throw moon pies in Mobile. I don't think they do that in New Orleans. But yeah, it's a good time, man. I grew up in that Mardi Gras area, and I just enjoy it. Schools lets out, the kids have a good time. You can do whatever, or just really have a good time. Kind of like a homecoming, so to speak.
Okay. Now, something you just said kind of perked my ears up. You said they throw moon pies in Alabama, like the little plastic wrapping.
Yeah.
They throw those.
They
Okay.
throw those.
What is that? What does that signify?
That I don't know. I mean, it's just
okay.
It's
They just throw moon
I
pies.
don't really like them, but it's something that people just really want to catch a lot of. They're kind of like the pies with the mushroom. I mean, not mushroom, the marshmallow inside and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know what moon pies are. That's why I was like, so they just throw those out over there. My grandmother would have been appalled to see them people throwing them good school snacks all over the place like that. But all right, I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, man. What was so during Mardi Gras, is it the parade that's the main thing, or is it something else?
No, it's the parades that are the main draw, as well as the I guess what they call the not the society balls. Like they have groups called in our town, like they have groups like Midnight Mystics, Mobile Area Mardi Gras Association, along with I think they have the Zulus. Different groups have parties and balls where they kind of celebrate the festive season before Lent.
And those different groups that you named, do they all have their own float in the parade?
A lot of them do, but it's kind of really anybody could have their own float, long as you just, I guess, register and go about it the way you should. But yeah, it's most of them do.
Okay, cool. Because I've never been. People are always telling me I need to go to Mardi Gras, either the one in New Orleans. Well, I ain't gonna lie, they always say the one in New Orleans. You the first person that I've come across that has even mentioned the original Mardi Gras.
That's a lot of people think that, man. They go to New Orleans for it, but just an hour and a half west of New Orleans. That's where we are. So, just take that little turn, come check us out too.
Man, that might be something I need to look into next Mardi Gras season, man. For real though.
All right.
Yeah, yes indeed. All right, man. So remember I got us a new drop. I didn't even play it last week when Phenomenon was here. Don't know what I was thinking. So let's make this thing official. Yeah, let's make it official. If it'll play. There we go.
Let the bloody show begin.
All right. Let's start at the top. We're going to start with some of this NCAA news, man. Well, not so much news. It's just that March is steadily approaching, and you're going to have to start making your brackets pretty soon. And it's going to hurt some people's feelings to find out that your favorite team is not the favorite to win the Final Four. in your opinion, who are some of the teams right now that you think would be some of the front runners? And just to be fair, I do have the top 16 that came out yesterday. Now this came out before a lot of those games happened, including the upset. Well, I don't know if it's an upset, but how Michigan lost to Duke, because they had Michigan as the overall number one.
Yeah,
but of course this was before that.
Michigan
that
they got holes a little bit for that in that game to me, I think. Teams that I think are front runners, I think Michigan is one. The top team, Michigan, Arizona, all of them are very good teams. I think those are going to be the top seeds. Looking at maybe some dark horse teams. I don't know. I mean, I think I watched a couple of teams. I think Florida is a good team. Florida Gators. They of course they're the defending national champs, so they're not really an underdog team, I guess, but I think they're good. I watched Alabama and Arkansas play the other night. Very, very good game in terms of the offenses of both teams. I just think those teams will be very entertaining in the tournament because of the way they play. That guy for Arkansas, man.
Darius Acuff Jr.
Yeah.
That boy, hey, don't he look like or play like he would have been playing in the Big East, like in the late 90s or something like that, the way he scores?
Yes. He remind me honestly of Derrick Rose, man.
Really?
I think he is not as explosive, but he got a smooth game like that. But yeah, and I think you can say I think you might be comparing him to maybe Allen Iverson in Big East late 90s and stuff like that. He looked
not
like
so much. Yeah, not so much Allen Iverson, but like you were saying, his style of play would have fit the Big East like mid to late 90s. You know what I mean? Because I have Arkansas as maybe a sleeper in the March Madness tournament, depending on how their regular season shakes out.
Yeah,
just
they
because
got
of the
a
way
very
he
good
plays.
backcourt, man. They got a very good backcourt. Him and the other guy, they played very well against Alabama. I would say it was getting into another area. I would say Kansas if they're stalking, if he decide he want to play consistently.
We're gonna get to him. We're gonna get Kawhi Leonard Jr. in a second.
Yeah,
we're gonna get to Kawhi Jr.
I would say if you ask me about a favorite, I can't really say, man. If I'm looking at it, and I don't even like saying this team, but Duke looks very good. They look very good. They got a lot of they got the Boozer, they got a Boozer kid and his brother, and he's the dominant player on the team.
They just got the one Boozer.
Yeah.
The other one is there because mom said if he can't go to Duke, you can't go to Duke neither. That's how that goes.
Right. But he's their leading player, but then they got a lot of support on that team. I think they got all of the guys contribute in a big way for that team. So I like them. I like Michigan too. Although, they lost last night, I thought they played well. So I would say those two, I will put them above the rest of the field.
My favorite, even though they lost at home to Arizona, I've been saying this since I saw Houston play Arkansas earlier this season. That's why I got a chance to see.
Acuff.
God, what's my man's name? Fleming and Acuff went head up. Fleming being the other star freshman guard playing for Houston.
Yeah,
I have Houston. Yeah, I got Houston going back to the national championship and winning it.
Yeah, Houston is very good, man. That's a good pick because that kid right there that you mentioned. I'm surprised I didn't mention him myself, but he is he. I think he's the steals leader in NCAA right now. He's a very good on-ball defender.
Yeah,
as well as a score off of that. So I should have mentioned him. That's definitely a good pick.
Yeah, they have Texas Tech as one of the top 16 teams, but that's gonna change now that Toppin is out.
Yeah.
So I don't see them making any real noise. They could surprise me. Not everybody's the Tar Heels. Well, when your main player goes down, everybody else forget how to play basketball. So they could surprise me.
The Tar Heels. Speaking of them, they just showed what. They just showed that they're the rest of those guys, other than 13. I forget his name right now.
Henry Vassar.
Vassar. He's the only one that shows up consistently outside of Caleb Wilson. The rest of the guys are hit or miss, man. Sometimes they might play well, sometimes they won't. And the last couple of games, because they won a game barely against Pitt, and the other guys just didn't really show that well to me, the rest of the team. Without him, man, they in trouble.
Yeah, I'm already looking toward next season as far as the Tar Heels go when they get Dylan Mingo at point and Maximo Adams on the wing, and the guy Zayden High, who's actually getting some playing time now that Caleb Wilson is out, and Henry Vassar, they were out at the same time, so they had to play Zayden High. He's getting some burn. He's a pretty good spark off the bench. That might have to translate next season to him maybe being a starter, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't have the look, I've been telling Juice, even with Caleb Wilson, I don't think they're getting out of that first weekend because that's all they have. You come into a gunfight and all you have is the one weapon. You're not gonna fare very well. So.
And some of the coaching stuff Juice talks about, man, it's showing his head too. Hubert Davis, he got to tighten up. He got to tighten up now, especially without that guy to cover up some of his decision making.
Yeah, man, I've been trying to go to bat for Hubert for the longest, man. Like, you're on your own now.
Well,
you're on your own.
I don't think they're gonna let him go. I don't think they're gonna fire him though.
Did you see that score against NC State? He on thin ice.
I saw it.
Thin ice.
I did see it, man. They got whooped, but he definitely has a bit of an excuse with Caleb Wilson being out. They shouldn't have got whooped like that, but he still has 21 games so far. Say if he wins a game in the ACC tournament, and then say if he wins a game in the NCAA tournament, that's enough for them to keep him, give him one more shot, I think.
Oh, now I'm not, though, by no means am I saying he's about to get fired. I told Juice he got at least another 2 years.
Yeah.
Because he just locked down a 5-star point guard, and I think Maximo Adams is a 4-star player. So if nothing else, he's like Roy Williams. I can get you some recruits. Again, I'm gonna repeat this till I'm blue in the face. Dynamic point guard, a great shooter for your half-court offense, and a solid big man. Those are keys to the North Carolina Tar Heels having great seasons. If you don't have all 3 of those, you're not gonna have a great season. You might have 2 out of the 3. You'll be decent, but you need all 3. Look at every championship
gonna be the solid big man though? Caleb Wilson ain't gonna come back next year.
Oh yeah, he ain't coming back. The way Zayden High is playing, he's gonna have to be a 4. He's not gonna be a center. He's gonna have to be a 4. So we're gonna have to have 2 guys play the position of 1. We get 2 guys that play tough, rebound, play good defense, and contribute about 10 to 12 points a game. That'll take care of that interior presence. Okay. But without a dynamic point guard running the way Carolina loves to run, no matter who the coach is, it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere. You look at these guys. You can't show me any player or any guard on this team that doesn't have a habit of picking the ball up. Like, you pick your dribble up. What's y'all problem? You pick your dribble up in the weirdest places on the court. Stuff that you tell 3rd graders not to do your first day or 2nd day of practice, but you got college kids who are now professionals because you're getting paid that play like they scared and shook.
And then if the team pressures them, man, if the team puts full court press on them, they have a hard time with that. So and that's what teams gonna do, especially if Wilson ain't there. They gonna pressure them guards, man. They gonna get about 20 turnovers on them.
Sitting ducks, man. That, and add to that the fact that y'all ain't even using your big man that you do have properly. Henry Vassar, the way he shoots, he's supposed to be in a high pick and roll every time you go down court. Whatever team y'all playing, make them stop that first. We ain't running the offense we running is high pick and roll until they stop it. Then we'll start getting into some sets. But you got this man just swinging the ball from left to right at the top of the key. Nah, man. Now that's coaching. That's coaching too. But basketball IQ got to come in somewhere, man.
It does. But I don't know. They just need that. They just need Wilson in a worse way.
Well, speaking of needing a player in the worst way, let's talk about them Kansas Jayhawks. The Kansas Jayhawks got the brakes beat off of them too, the same way the Tar Heels got beat by the Wolfpack, except this was a home game for the Jayhawks. Cincinnati beat them, I think, 84-68, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I know it was somewhere around there. So one time for Wes Miller, you know what I mean, old Tar Heel, you know what I'm saying? New coach, well, not new, but the coach of the Cincinnati Bearcats. I'll take that W since he got some North Carolina ties. We'll take that one. But your man Darren Peterson, is he saving or protecting himself for the draft, or is he ruining his stock?
I've seen some talking heads say that he's worried about potentially getting hurt or something like that, which I'm like, man, that's can't be what this guy's doing. That doesn't make any sense at all, especially for an NBA prospect. I mean, they draft on potential all the time. No, doesn't matter if you are hurt or not. If you show that you a good player, willing player, I can't really explain what he's doing. I think maybe he's, got his NIL money. He just want to play when he want to play. But this is not a good look for him at all. I mean, and especially when he plays, he looks very dominant. I mean, in the game we talking about, he had 30 or 20s or something like that in that game. So I can't explain it, but they need that guy, and he definitely is just hit or miss. I want to say I think he's being a little bit. But it's a selfish look, man, and I can't even explain it. Why is he not playing? Especially like the other night, the game before Cincinnati, he took himself out. He had like 20 points in the first half. Took himself out the game. Why don't you want to keep cooking like that? I don't know. What you think?
I think we should start looking at Bill Self. I mean, it's your team, right?
Yeah.
So if you got this distraction, but you still letting this distraction be a distraction, you telling the other guys he's way more important than y'all because I'm putting up with this.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't take anybody else doing this and saying it's okay and trying to cover up for it when you do your post games and talk to the media. Like, come on, man. You got a kid. This is a kid running your show.
Especially when they lose in a conference tournament or in the NCAA when this guy does that. What is Bill Self going to say to protect himself then, or to defend himself then for letting this kid do this all year? I don't know. It's a bad look all the way around.
I know if I'm Bill Self, we gotta have a meeting, man. Me, you, and your agent or whoever is giving you this information, telling you that you should be taking yourself out of games. And I'm gonna just simply break it down to you like this, my man. We paid you to play a full season. You don't want to play a full season? We don't want to pay you your full contract. That's just how this is gonna go. And after we had that conversation, I'd like that jersey back. You can go ahead and get ready for the league, man. If that's all you're doing is protecting yourself for that, go ahead and get ready for the league. Because right now, AJ DeBancher is looking pretty good to be the number one pick. He's available and he's productive.
But here's the thing, like I said earlier, he gonna get drafted regardless. If he see my man saying, be real, he trying to preserve himself. He might. But the thing about it is he gonna get drafted, man. Look how many draft picks got picked in the NBA that I'm talking about high, 1, 2, or 3 that couldn't play. They just drafted them on potential, stuff like that. So I don't buy that as a good excuse. He's trying to preserve himself for the league, man. It's plenty of examples where anything happened to you, they still gonna take you. They took Hashim Thabit, if you remember him, Ben Simmons, all these guys, man, back in the day, just
that man said Hashim Thabit.
He was number 3.
You pulled up. Yeah, you've been hanging on to that one for a while. You've been waiting to use him as an example.
I'm just saying, man. They pick.
Hey, I hear you.
They pick guys regardless. DeAndre Ayton went number 1.
Michael Olowokandi was the first overall draft pick in the National Basketball Association.
He's not going to hurt his draft status by playing, and if he get injured or something, that's not going to happen.
He had another message down here. My fault. I got the wrong one. Said might be some spots betting stuff going on. Oh, yeah. Now that might be that might be the case too. We need to look at that. Cash Patel. He might be out there throwing some games.
Yeah, he might have some prop bets going on. And look, I don't know why we ain't think of that ourselves, because that game when he took himself out certainly looks like that could have been what happened.
Every time he takes himself out from now on, we got to start looking at that. That is insane, man. That
Bill
is
Self
insane.
need to tell him that. That might get him to go on and play right. Just say, hey, they're gonna start looking at you for that. That's what
Point
Bill
shaving.
Self need to tell him.
Yeah, man. You out here looking like you're point shaving that slick. And this bigger than Bill Self. So if I go down, I'm taking everybody with me.
That's right. That's right.
Rock, chop, Jayhawk, homeboy. Ain't no one man bigger than the program. Speaking of no one man being bigger than the program, we can go ahead and talk about some of this NBA-ness. They did a straw poll in the NBA as far as the MVP race. Who do you think is number one in the MVP vote getting?
Well, I don't know who is number one, but I know who I think it should be.
Who's that?
I think your boy from the Pistons, Cunningham, should be leading or should be in the top 2 or 3 in that list because he balling out of control kind of consistently. I think he should be in there. But if I was to guess, man, it's probably the Joker maybe, or who is it?
Well, SGA is number one.
SGA.
Joker's number 2, and Cade Cunningham is third in vote.
Jaylen Brown on the list.
Jaylen Brown is down there at number 6.
Okay.
Number 6 with 43 votes in this straw poll.
Yeah. They still got SGA up there.
Yep, because as of right now, they're all still eligible. A lot of them can only miss like a couple more games before you out of the run. I think Joker has like maybe one game left, 1 or 2 games left before he's ineligible to even be in the running for the MVP.
Yeah.
Because he's averaging a high triple-double.
He is.
Very high. 28.7 points, 12.7 rebounds, 10.7 assists, 59% from the floor, 42% from three-point range, 84% from the free throw line. They got to get that man some help out there, man.
But they're not going to give it to him, I don't think, because he's got 2 MVPs already, right? They might have they talk voter fatigue and stuff. They might not give it to him just because of that. He's deserving, but they might not give it to him.
So he about to have that LeBron effect where it's like, yeah, we know you good, so we ain't gonna just keep giving it to you.
That might be what's gonna happen to him.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Cade Cunningham though, man, he keep balling like he is. I think he'll be the one shooting past them and winning it.
Man, they just waiting on SGA to come back so they can hand it to him. I'm gonna go and tell you that right now. They just waiting on SGA to come back. That's all.
All right. I mean, that might be true, but think about it. I mean, SGA gonna get 30 every time because his game's too smooth. You can't speed him up, can't slow him down. So he's gonna continue to ball and be very effective. The thing that bodes well for Cade Cunningham is the turnaround of that team. OKC coming into the season, they knew that team was gonna be good, gonna be dominant, everything. Nobody was expecting the Pistons to be number 1 in the East. They knew they was going to be an improved team, maybe be a top 4 seed or something in the East. Nobody expected them to be number 1. Him leading that team like that, that might push him over the top a little bit if he continues to play well.
We've watched this NBA long enough to know that the household names are gonna get favor over the nice newcomer. And this is the first time in a long time since Detroit's been relevant in not just playoff talks, but actual opportunity to actually win the championship. It's gonna be a great second half of the season storyline, but they just waiting on SGA to get back healthy. That's all they doing.
All right, I can see that.
That's all they doing, man. That's it. Like I don't disagree with anything you were saying about Cade Cunningham, but this a lot more about this is more or less the popularity contest as opposed to what you're actually putting out there.
Well, yeah, all right. As all the leagues do that, I guess. NFL do it too.
Yeah.
At least in the NBA, they let guys that play different positions win the MVP though.
Oh yeah, but you only so many times. only so many times. After this year, if he stays healthy, the next 2 will be Wemby getting them. Watch.
Well, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, it'll
if
be
Wemby
Wemby,
stay
man.
healthy, he gonna get him about 3 or 4 of them things.
Is this the year San Antonio makes that leap to the finals, or they gotta wait a year?
I think they gotta wait a year, man. I mean, they got the talent. They got all the talent, man. I've said it plenty of times. They got a whole lot of everybody on that team is a very good scorer. They got the scoring, they got the defense with Wemby. I just think they got to learn how to win, man. A time maybe two, where they get into a playoff series and maybe in the West Finals or something, and they lose because they lack experience. Coaching may be the issue for them right now because their coach is a first year. This is his first full year being their coach. That may hold them back. But watch out for them boys. Now I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they upset OKC. They didn't have their number this year. But in a playoff series, man, that experience matters, man. It just matters. And we've seen it too many times. Up and coming teams, they don't in the NBA, they don't win the first time they get up in there.
Now, are we writing off Ant Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves a little too fast? Because they seem to have the key to advancing in the playoffs.
Till they get to the Western Finals.
Yeah, but they get there.
They get there.
Only two teams can get there.
They get there, but I don't know. I don't even think they're gonna get there this time. I think they're good enough, man, but I don't see them. I don't even see them with their experience. Now I do think that if say they play San Antonio in a second round series or something, I think San Antonio will beat them. Or if they play Denver in the second round series, because if you think about it, they got to the Western Finals those 2 years because in the second round they played teams that they matched up really well against in the Lakers. They played the Lakers in the second round 2 times last year and the year before that, I believe. They match up really well against the Lakers. They're gonna beat them. If that matchup changes and they play Denver or they play San Antonio, man, they ain't gonna beat them.
Well, they beat Denver in a Game 7 in Denver.
They did.
I'm just saying we might be prisoners of the moment. We might be writing off some guys who've been proven to get there a little too fast. That's all I'm saying. Well, in the West anyway. In the West.
Luka Doncic look like he might be hurt, but he might just be laying down, taking him a little break or something. But he is grabbing his knee. Let's see. Hopefully it ain't nothing.
Oh, that sucks, man. Well, there goes the season then.
Well,
if he's out, there goes the season.
It just happened, man. It might not. It may just be. We'll see what it is.
Man, this is the first time Luka ever been healthy, physically healthy, like in shape in his life. If he holding his knee, that's a wrap. That's it. This ain't looking good for the Lakers, man.
Yeah, he got.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown fell into his knee, but it don't look like it did anything. Yeah, he
might be like
sore.
Okay, I'm hoping that's the case, man. I want everybody at full strength.
I don't want him to get hurt, man. But anyway, I don't know. As far as Ant Edwards, I told you before. Here's the key, I think, for them. Julius Randle got to play. He got to give them something, man. He got to give them something. If he does, then they can make it. Julius Randle been MIA in the Western Conference Finals against for Minnesota, and he got to show up this time. Cause Naz Reid, he's a good backup player. I don't know if he could really be a starter in the league, but he's a good energy guy, a good scoring guy off the bench for them. Julius Randle got to show up. So if he does, then I'll say yes. They can get there.
Agreed. Well, as far as the Julius Randle situation, agreed. He gotta step up. The Houston Rockets, after watching them blow the lead they had against the New York Knicks the other night, I'm kind of second guessing that whole Kevin Durant move now. You should have tried to get a point guard also. I ain't saying don't get Kevin Durant. I'm just saying you should have went and got you a low budget. You should have went to TJ Maxx, got you a point guard to fill in till Fred VanVleet get back, man.
That's what they need, man. I mean, a point guard. They don't have any point guard. You could tell in that game, man, they had Sengun trying to bring up the ball. KD trying to bring up the ball up the court. Those guys can't do that. Not for real, not for extended amount of time. So yeah, they need a point guard in the worst way. And if they had a point guard, man, I told you when the Chris Paul stuff happened, I like, man, they need to go and try to get Chris Paul or somebody to come over there and he could help that team. Mike Conley, anybody, just get you a point guard to come and play for that team. But they didn't do it, so it is what it is. Go get them a free agent, somebody.
I mean, 10-day contracts are still a thing.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gotta be able to score all that much. Just distribute the ball and know how to keep the pace of the game. Since you mentioned Chris Paul. We might as well take a moment to recognize him in his illustrious NBA career, no matter how tainted with disappointment it may be.
The ending, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, one of the greats. Chris Paul was done kind of filthy throughout his NBA career, man. I still can't believe the league said no, you can't go play with Kobe Bryant. That was
Man, can you
insane.
imagine that?
That was insane to me, man. I ain't even know the league could be like, yeah, no, not you.
Yeah, and a lot of people, or maybe people don't talk about it anymore. I was gonna say a lot of people may have forgotten about that, but man,
I ain't never
Kobe
forgot about it.
they might have gotten like 3 chips together if that would have happened, you know, because didn't they, when that happened, the Lakers had Pau Gasol too. He was on the team already, wasn't
I believe so.
he? So can you imagine Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, Kobe Bryant, Chris Paul in your starting lineup, man? What is a team gonna do with that?
And I guess it's what David Stern was thinking.
But David Stern wasn't the commissioner anymore when KD went to Golden State, was he? No, I think that Adam Silver was then. So say it happened then, but David Stern wasn't for that super team stuff then, that three-headed monster. But man, that would have been unfair, him playing with Kobe.
Well, we would have blocked it and then let the floodgates open with the guys joining up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You stop Chris Paul from going to the Lakers, but then you let everybody else just do what they wanted to do.
Right after that.
What is it about Chris Paul, man? Yo, somebody got to answer that. Because he did a sit down on what at least they put it out finally. The sit down he did with 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. They did the 7 p.m. in LA
I watched
version.
some of that.
Right, but I didn't hear him like really get into what actually happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting on. I was like, I know y'all friends and y'all ain't really you ain't gonna ask the questions that we would ask because y'all homeboys, y'all are colleagues, y'all played in the league together. Matter of fact, him and Melo actually had the conversation or brung up the conversation that they had when Melo got let go when he was playing for the Rockets. So he kind of, I don't know if they were kind of alluding to the fact that it was similar or he was just saying, I know how it feels, and then they just went into that. But
oh yeah, a couple teams did Melo like that back in his day. A couple teams did that to Melo, man. So he definitely knows. Yeah, I don't know, man. Chris Paul, man, and he had his best chance with Phoenix, and then Phoenix kind of imploded a little bit in that finals after they got up. So
I still think his best shot was with the Rockets that year. And what messed them up is they kept him in the game too long. Y'all were blowing Golden State out. Then he comes down, and if I'm not mistaken, the play that I always look at, I think he did like a turnaround jump shot in the lane, and next thing you know, messes up his hand. Why you even still in the game?
Yeah.
Never understood it. And ever since then, ever since David Stern vetoed that whole trade, the basketball gods have been just playing pure chess with this dude, man. Like, nah, you can't. Nope. We gonna let you see what it tastes like, but we ain't gonna let you win the champ. But we gonna give you DeAndre Ayton to go up against Giannis in the finals. Nah, homeboy, that's just no. That ain't how that works. So where does Chris Paul rank in the rankings of best basketball players coming out of the state of North Carolina or from the state of North Carolina? When I say from, we'll say either raised or were born in North Carolina, because everybody know who number one is, but he ain't from here. Raised here, but he wasn't born here.
I say he number 2, man. I know people may say James Worthy, Bob McAdoo.
You ain't even got to go back that far. Go to Golden State.
Golden State, Steph Curry. Yeah. Well, okay. Steph Curry number 2, Chris Paul number 3, and James Worthy number 4 in my opinion. But Chris Paul has a complicated legacy, man, because even back when he played with Wake Forest in college, he had a borderline dirty player reputation because he was doing some things then, he wasn't like the dude that played for Duke, that, what's his name? I forget, that he was openly a dirty player.
I know exactly. Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen. He was not like him, but
I don't
You
know.
know,
Chris Paul was hitting people in the
he yeah,
sack in the league too.
he was
Now,
doing that back when
yeah.
he was at Wake Forest. He was doing that. Came into the league, man, and he was too. He ain't have to do stuff like that. He was good enough on his own. I mean, I know competition make you want to win, make you want to do certain things, but he ain't have to do that. I think that kind of complicates his legacy, and people it made people kind of amplify what they were saying about him at the end about he's uh difficult to play with because he's so anal in practices and stuff like that. Okay, all good players are. Kobe was like that. Mike was like that. Why is it a bad thing when Chris Paul is like that? Is it? I mean, if you were a winner, Isaiah Thomas was like that. So I don't think that's
Now, to be fair, the difference between him and all those other guys you just named
they was
is
winning.
what?
Yeah,
No,
they
no,
were
no.
winning.
They won. Is that they won? They won.
Mhm.
Chris Paul's been a winner everywhere he's been. He just never got over that hump and actually won that thing that get them other guys a lot of cachet in locker rooms. You know what I mean? At some point, people gonna look at you and be like, "Hey, man, sometimes you might, you know what I mean? You ain't the Chris Paul from old." That might be how
Well, that's
how
what
some people
happened
look at
with
it.
the Clippers this year. That's definitely what happened with the Clippers, what you just said. But all of that kind of complicates his legacy, man. But I think Chris Paul is definitely obviously, to answer your question about the North Carolina guys, I think he's behind number 3, behind Mike and Steph Curry.
Okay. Ranker.com did the best players from NC list also. And yeah, they had him number 4, They put him behind James because James did get a finals MVP along with
He
the
did.
rings, but he was part of the Showtime Lakers.
And
Still a
and
great.
he won the college championship at North Carolina. So that
Yeah,
counts
yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. Always. But my thing with Chris Paul is I think Chris Paul is definitely one of the greatest point guards of all time. I won't ever say he's the greatest point guard of all time because I watched John Stockton be a machine at running an offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they told me what a point guard was supposed to do, and then I looked at John Stockton and that's it. That's it right there. John Stockton ran the simplest basketball play to perfection.
Mm-hmm.
You know what he's gonna do, and you still can't stop it.
That's more. Well, here's the thing. I agree with one caveat.
Go ahead.
John Stockton had a guy on his team that was going. I mean, consistently that was going to put that thing in the hole, give him all them assists. Karl Malone. If Chris Paul played 18 years, 17, 18 years with Karl Malone, how many assists you think he'll have?
There ain't no way to find out because he bounced a little bit. He said, but could John run multiple offenses? That's a good question. And the thing about that is, we never had to find out.
Yeah, he never played for a different team.
You never had to find out.
And he stopped playing before Karl Malone, so yeah, you couldn't even tell.
Yeah, man. It's John. I gotta put because I say John because I watched more of his career. I ain't really get to see Isaiah Thomas like that. I caught the back half of it. I was born in '85. You know what I'm saying?
Isaiah Thomas was better than John Stockton. I'll go and tell you that.
Cool. I mean, you watched early Isaiah Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. By the time I got to see Isaiah Thomas for real, there was like early '90s. So I was kindergarten stuff
John
like that.
Stockton got all the records for point guard because he was so consistent and he played longer. But as far as the better player, Isaiah Thomas was that. And he ate John Stockton. I'm gonna tell you this, and you can go that '92 Dream Team when John Stockton got on there. The Pistons was going to play Utah after the team was announced.
And that's when they kept Isaiah Thomas from the team.
They kept Isaiah Thomas off the team. Then Isaiah win that game. He had 44 on John Stockton. I'm talking when he went in there, man, he was like, I'm going to show you who's supposed to be on there. And he wore him out, man. So, he was upset about that thing.
That's what's up, man. Where do you rank Chris Paul all time on point guards list, though?
I don't know, man. I would say I had to think about that because he don't have no records now because he ain't play as long, but obviously I like Magic Johnson, best point guard ever. I got him, Zeke, Isaiah Thomas. I'll say he number 4. I would say Magic, Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton, Chris Paul. I put him like that.
You put Chris Paul over Jason Kidd?
Yeah, I would. I put him over Jason Kidd. Put him over Gary Payton. I put him over who else you might be thinking of. That's
Steve Nash?
Yeah, I put him over all them.
Okay.
Cause Chris Paul was a very good defender too. He wasn't as good of a defender as Gary Payton, but he played good enough defense along with his good offensive skill and his assist and his playmaking. He had better playmaking skills in my opinion than Jason Kidd and
CP3 was mean to my little brother when I met him, so his talent is now a moot point. There it go. And then
see, folks said that what I'm saying about the complicated legacy, man.
So if you picking your all-time team, who is your point guard? How many people would actually pick Stockton? There's a lot of people who would pick John Stockton.
A lot of people would pick Stockton, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. We're not going to do that just because Trump in office. We're not going to act like John Stockton wasn't a great point guard. All of a sudden, now we don't rock with John Stockton. All right, whatever. Over Nash and Kidd, they my personal top 2. Yeah, he got Chris Paul over Nash and over Jay. You heard the man. The man didn't stutter.
I think he's better than both of them.
He said, how many people would pick John Stockton on their all-time list? The NBA 50 would pick John Stockton on their all-time list. Yeah, he's one of the 50 greatest players of all time, man. We just got to face it, man.
We can't front on John Stockton.
Yeah. Man. Is it the shorts?
I don't mean like that man was. I just think Isaiah Thomas was better than him overall, but John Stockton was a monster too. And John Stockton was crafty. He would do some little dirty things too that they couldn't see. He was real crafty, playing defense and all of that.
Now you want us to not mention John Stockton. Come on now.
That is crazy, man.
Man, speaking of things that we should mention, but we're going to mention anyway, that was a boxing match that took place last night between Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia. And I just want to extend my deepest sympathies to anybody who actually paid to watch that fight, because it sucked. It was terrible. It was a shutout. Ryan Garcia completely manhandled the champion, Mario Barrios. I picked Ryan Garcia to win the fight, not because I'm a big Ryan Garcia fan. It's because I watched Mario Barrios fight Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao was 46 years old, and Mario Barrios didn't think enough in his boxing mind to go to the body of this 46-year-old man in the first 6 rounds so he could end this fight, or at least win it. Pacquiao went to full 12, and it was a draw. What was even more insulting, while the fight was going on, the announcers had made the point to say, the reason Manny Pacquiao is fighting this man, because Manny Pacquiao's wife was sitting back looking and goes, hey, I think you could beat him.
Really?
Really.
Oh, man.
And for some reason, I don't know if they didn't tell Mario Barrios this, because this is some newspaper article clipping stuff that you should have in your locker room during your whole training camp. Like, word, the man's wife thinks less of me to tell her husband, yo, baby, you should come out of retirement just to beat him. Come out of retirement and go take his belt. He ain't doing nothing with it.
Well, and see, like I always say, you know more, you keep up with boxing much more than I do, man. I just, I don't know. There's a lot of boxing matches.
Hold on, wait. Nope. I know what you're getting ready to try to say.
What?
Thank you for the compliment. Nope, I'm gonna break it down to you just like this. Cause you said, I don't really know boxing like that. You ain't even got no boxing like that to know this. You fighting a 46-year-old man and you in your late 20s, early 30s. This ain't going the distance. This cannot go the distance.
Yeah.
And we are both professionals training at the highest level. Ain't no way this going 12. No, this can't. And if it do go 12, it can't be a draw. What you mean you couldn't decide if I won or lost to this 46-year-old man?
I was going to ask you about the one, I know you heard about Floyd and Mike Tyson.
Floyd is supposed to come out of retirement after that.
Really? This supposed to be like his?
No, after the exhibition, he's saying that he's coming out of retirement.
What you think about that?
I think some people just feel like they lose their identity once their career is over. Like whatever it is that makes you known and famous to people, If you don't know how to pivot, and then you stop doing that, and you're out of the eye of the public, you know, he might miss that, you know, miss that the thrill of being the main attraction. Like in boxing, all those people in that stadium, they're not there to see a team. They're there to see one guy. That's got to be a different feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
It's not worth the punishment that you're gonna take now.
That's what I was gonna go next. How you think he's gonna do if that's what he's gonna come back and do?
It all depends. To me, it all depends on who he chooses to fight upon coming out of retirement. Because if you thinking you about to hop in that welterweight division and just call one of them young guns with them belts out, it ain't gonna go how you think, Slick. That ain't gonna go how you think.
Your man just said, I hope Floyd don't mess up his undefeated record. Well, if he don't, he need to stay.
No, that was a female. That's a female. What's up? What's up, Kyle? Nah, she watched boxing. She the one that put that comment up talking about, you remember when Javante Davis knocked Barrios out through the ropes? Yes, ma'am, I do. Yes, ma'am, I do. Yeah, Mayweather said he coming out of retirement. Yes, sir.
You know.
Hold on, what Mac say? B-Mac, y'all think Floyd broke for real? I saw a boxing guy on YouTube saying he wasn't good with his money. I mean, that could be it, man.
That could be it.
You built a lifestyle that has to be maintained.
Yeah, and he don't want to change it up. You know, we can't always be flashy all our life, man. We just can't. We got to, you know. So I think that might be some financial stress there. He trying to do that. I just wish he wouldn't do it, man.
Trying to pull a Foreman by coming back. If you're gonna pull a Foreman, you need to make some grills. That's the only way I see him being like George Foreman, man. Go make some cookware, homie. Go make some cookware. That's your best bet.
Especially the way Floyd fights, man, because his defense was so good in his heyday, man. You know, you got to have quickness and good reflexes for that. I mean, your reflex is the first thing to go as you get up in age.
That could be a reason why he's coming back also. He might still feel like he has it, and to him, you got to beat me. To prove me wrong, you got to beat me. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
Could be, bro. I'll leave that alone, but I'll check him out when he come and fight. I'll look at it to see how he does, man.
And that's the thing. He's gonna be a huge draw because there's way more people that want to see him lose than that want to see him win. So that fight's gonna sell. I just wish he wouldn't do this to his legacy. You know, he already had the one stain on his legacy by going over there to Japan and getting his 50th win over there fighting. I forget the gentleman's name. No disrespect to him, I just forget his name because I ain't take that serious. I thought that was gonna be an exhibition, but it counted.
Right.
So that's how he got his 50-0. That right there already kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Like, come on, man. Now you're giving everybody a reason to say what they've been saying, how you ducking certain people and now you running. You know what I mean? Like, Mike Tyson might have not have been a boxer or a great boxer, and he lost some, but he still fought. You know what I mean? He still got in there and took his L's. He still fought. And that just goes back to, remember how I was saying that Floyd Mayweather was a certain generation's boxer?
Right.
And whenever the argument came up, that's how we protect our boxer, just like the older guys would protect the Tyson and this, that, and the third. See, now we ain't got a dog in the fight no more. You making us look stupid for trying to defend you now.
I know.
What are you doing? What are you doing,
man? I mean, it is what it is, though. It is what it is.
Say, am I watching Clarissa Shields fight tonight? No, but I will catch it tomorrow morning on YouTube, the same way I watch all the rest of the fights on the Zone. Yeah, no, I'm not paying to watch that. They started fighting at the press conference or the weigh-in situation. Clarissa Shields and her opponent. Like, yeah, not just, I don't know if those two individuals actually fought, but there was some people in that venue that started fighting. Like, I seen that on social media. So I hope that fight is as good as whatever that was supposed to be.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at with that. I'm trying to think. There is some actual good fight coming up. I'll get to that next week because it ain't happening until like mid to late March. So we'll get to that later on. But unless you had something else you wanted to talk about on boxing or another sport, I was gonna go to the HBCU section.
Well, you know, I did have a couple of things about the NFL, just briefly.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. How they want to move my Bears to Indiana? Oh, that can't happen, man. That ain't gonna happen. Bears
The
got to stay
Indiana,
in Chicago.
the Indiana Bears.
Yeah, that don't even sound. That sound like a college team.
That sounds like one of the Care Bears names. Somebody get
Yeah.
Indiana. Somebody go get Indiana.
But Tyreek Hill, yeah, you know they talking about him going back to Kansas City. You know, I actually like that move if they was to pick him up. They need, you see the last couple years, they've been struggling mightily with receiver speed. The one guy that they drafted hasn't panned out. That was a speed guy out of Texas, Xavier Worthy. He hasn't really done much. Rasheed Rice,
Back in trouble.
Yeah. And they worried about Tyreek Hill. They might be worried about him in that regard because he had off-field issues too. But I'm talking about just on the field. Him and Rasheed Rice, I think would be a good receiving tandem with Tyreek maybe spreading the field and Rasheed Rice being the secondary receiver. That might be a good mix. Who knows? What they say, they'll still be Chicago Bears. I know they ain't gonna change the name like that, but still, that team need to play in Chicago. They don't need to play in Indiana at all. We don't need to be like the Washington Commanders playing, you know, or New York Giants playing in New Jersey and all of that.
I'm going to let y'all know right now, Tyreek Hill, the only place I see Tyreek Hill going that really wouldn't affect, you know, anything like that, meaning the off-field issues wouldn't matter. We're going to have to go play for Jerry World. That's it. That's it. He got to go to Jerry's World, man.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Jones, right now, Jerry Jones is cooking up the best ironclad contract he can for Tyreek Hill. Welcome.
Man,
we got the best lawyers.
That would prove once and for all that Jerry Jones don't know what he doing. If he was to get Tyreek Hill, as bad as that defense is, and the receivers already got Tyreek Hill is the last player they need. Hey, he like getting them big name players though, so he might do it.
Don't worry about none of your off the field issues, as far as with the mother of your child or none of that. Jerry Jones got a daughter who he don't even claim right now, so you know he ain't worried about none of that. That ain't an issue, homeboy. Ain't nothing new under the dome.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, one thing I know you might be getting ready to bring it up. The HBCU portion of the show, we got to bring up what Cam Newton is trying to do because it's a pretty big deal, y'all.
First thing on the list. Cam Newton
is gonna. I think he's gonna put his own money behind this too. Trying to put together a HBCU college game day kind of show similar to what ESPN does with you know, Nick Saban, Desmond Howard, and them each week during college football season. I mean, that would be. I'm hoping that brother can do that because he's talking about they're gonna travel to whichever HBCU campus has the biggest game going on to do a pregame show for it. I think that would be a huge, big deal and a good thing for him to do. I hope that brother can pull it off.
Well, that segues us right on into the HBCU section. You know, we always like to show love to those who show love to us. And piggybacking off what you said, it's going to be called the 4th and 1 with Cam Newton tailgate experience, if I'm not mistaken. And what he's going to do is, unlike how they just show the games on ESPN, he's actually going to get into the actual aspects of what makes the HBCU experience the HBCU experience. He's going to be talking to alumni, going to the homecoming tailgates or just regular game tailgates, interacting with the fans, talking to alumni, getting with the band, and he is putting his bread behind it. For that to work, to me, for that to work, he'd have to get like some correspondence, some student correspondence. I think that'll help. Along with, I should know their names, but I don't, and I'm so sorry. The people who do the HBCU championship game, whoever announces that.
Jay Walker is the guy, and I can't think of the lady's name that is his partner. He's a FAMU alum. He's a Howard alum.
Right.
So yeah, I think it would be good if he did partner up with them in this thing. Yeah.
Then we got to think about so you know how they have like Reese Davis, Desmond Howard, Nick Saban, and all them. We got to get an HBCU panel just like that or comparable to that. So I think it'll be dope, to be quite honest with you, man, because there hasn't been a spotlight of that magnitude shown or shine, however you say the past tense, on HBCUs. The closest thing we had was Deion Sanders at Jackson State, and
he might be able to get with that channel that shows a lot of HBCU games, the Grio, and put that on, because they show a lot of HBCU games there, and I think it's a black-owned network too, I believe, but they might be the ones open to putting that on. Another thing, I saw this yesterday. I saw it on television. The HBCU Legacy Bowl was yesterday, kind of like the Senior Bowl.
a Winston cat from Winston-Salem State was the offensive MVP.
Yeah. I watched the game, man. You know, it was
Where?
it was
On
a decent
ESPN?
game.
It was on
Yeah,
ESPN?
I think it was on. Yeah, it was on ESPN yesterday.
Wow.
No, I'm sorry. I think it was on NFL Network.
Okay.
It was on NFL Network,
Gotcha.
but it was a good game.
You know what won't be a good game? A&T versus Norfolk State, because the game isn't happening anymore.
It's not.
See how watch how all this ties in real quick though. You were talking about your Bears leaving Chicago. A&T's going to end up playing Chicago State. Chicago State, this is their first time having a football team in the history of their school. School been in existence for 159 years, never had a football team, and they've decided to grace us with a guaranteed W, appreciate you, on October the 17th. We better not lose to a team that is just now coming into formation. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be the game. Go ahead.
No, I was saying, I guess, you know, A&T coach, he was talking about he was making some changes, and this is one trying to guarantee him a win or two.
Take him how you can get him. That's gonna be the game before homecoming. So it'll be that game on the 17th, off week. Then it's homecoming against Elon. So that'd be a good tune up. Get a guy some confidence. Let him chill out for a week. Get healed and rejuvenated.
Mm-hmm.
Then go play Elon.
Man, but I sure would have liked to see them play Norfolk State, man.
I mean, I don't think it's for sure a done deal, like just all together. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 years or something like that. You know, both of the teams get themselves back to being respectable in their conferences, and then make it a even bigger game. Because right now, if we play Norfolk State, the only reason you go to the game is to take a picture with Mike Vick.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, nobody would. Yeah, that's it. Just go get a pic with Vic. And that's probably what they call it, the pic with Vic. Come on out to the game, get your pic with Vic. That's it. Staying in North Carolina, former Winston-Salem State head coach Mr. Robert Massey has joined the other side. See, Winston-Salem State and Johnson C. Smith are slick rivals in the CIAA, and the old Winston-Salem State coach is now joining the coaching staff at Johnson C. Smith as the cornerback coach. Why, you say? Well, he has experience, real experience. He was drafted in 1989 by the Saints. Mm-hmm. He was an All-Pro. Matter of fact, he was a defensive All-Rookie team. Well, made All-Rookie team. Was an All-Pro. Spent like 10 years in the league, and now he's going to be the cornerback coach, man. So it's a great pickup for Johnson C. Smith. Great pickup.
Yeah.
What else you got in the HBCU section?
Nothing much, man. I mean, you know, shout out to Alabama A&M women's basketball. They leading the SWAC right now. Sure. Keep up the good work, ladies. They are just ahead of Alcorn. Alcorn is the second place. They one game ahead, so keep up the fight there. And you know, the men team at A&M, they in second place, I believe, when I checked. Both teams are kind of, you know, fighting hard. Hopefully they can get some kind of NCAA bid off of that. I don't really have anything else from an HBCU standpoint. I just hope that, again, I think that Cam Newton thing will be a big deal if it can get off the ground and get rolling a little bit. So I'm hoping that happens. Main
thing to that though is going to have to get a lot of students involved. That's how it's going to matter. Just reaching out to the alumni and stuff like that. That's cool. That's great. But that's you want that young energy to carry this. That's what you want. You want that young energy to carry.
He's still pretty connected. Still pretty well known. You know, he ain't too far removed from having played in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, he gonna have to get the mascots to fighting each other like they used to do on American Gladiators. Make them joust or something for some scholarship money. Whatever you got to do.
He already knocked out the Alabama State mascot at the Classic.
So you saying he should fight a mascot?
He already did
every episode. Well, I saw that. But I'm saying I want to get like the schools involved, like whatever two schools are playing, or you'll get them standing on those same like podiums, like back when American Gladiators was on TV, have them joust, and the winner gets like $50,000 scholarship, to help whatever cause for that school or something like that. Just make it interactive and worthwhile, other than just going to eat free food and talk about what does a HBCU mean to you? Come on, man, we gotta get past that and start doing stuff to make people want to get interested and involve the community.
Yeah.
That's how you do that. That's how you do that. People tired of just answering the same, yeah, I'm a legacy from an HBCU. That's what it means to me, this, that, and the third. Nah, man. Come on, man. We got to do something else. We've been doing that for years. You ain't doing nothing no different than anybody else.
If he's gonna, the big thing he need to focus, like he said, the show is gonna be, if it comes to focus on the tailgating, the fellowship experience, and the bands. You got to get the bands in there. The bands got to be a big part of this show to make it happen. So I think that'll make it entertaining.
Yeah, man. I'm pulling for him, man. I hope we can pull it off. I'm pulling for him. Tripping. One time for Teddy Bridgewater, man. You stood 10 toes down for them children, and it hasn't passed in the Senate, but it has passed in the House, the Teddy Bridgewater Act. And that act is to say that coaches down in Florida can now, or if it gets passed, can spend up to $15,000 of their own personal money to help the kids with getting home, recovery, and the stuff that they said was impermissible benefits that Teddy Bridgewater did. Now they're trying to say, yo, y'all are looking out for the kids. That's cool. In fact, that's what they used the money for.
Right. Right.
Because the assistant coach from that same school that Teddy Bridgewater was at, he was saying that his concern would be that, they misuse this money and use it for recruiting instead of what it's actually supposed to be for, to help the students that are already there.
Yeah, I mean, it can be anything like that. It just can be misappropriated, the funds and all of that. But you don't want to penalize somebody for doing anything like what Teddy Bridgewater did, man. It's because he was clearly, trying to just give them boys an experience, make sure they could play, and just provide what they needed. He shouldn't have been penalized for that. You find somebody doing wrong, would punish them, but they punished the wrong guy with that.
Well, from a humanity standpoint, he did nothing wrong. But from a rules standpoint,
NCAA. I know this is high school ball. It's just, there's a lot of rules, a lot of laws that aren't that are laws, but they're not ethical.
Yeah, no disagreement here. But the rule is still the rule.
It's still there.
I mean? You can't be a leader of men and then turn around and tell the men, hey, I know sometimes there's rules and sometimes you just gotta say screw the rules. Now you can't have both ways. So I'm glad they're trying to pass this act, and hopefully it gets passed in the House and they can go from there, man, and they don't misappropriate the funds. They will have to itemize everything and report to the Florida High School, Association exactly what you're doing with the money, if in fact everything gets passed. So hope it works out for everybody involved, man. And again, one time for Teddy Bridgewater, man, you did the right thing in the long run. You did the right thing in the long run. Final thoughts, sir.
Everybody just, check us out each week. Check us out each Sunday at 7 p.m. We'll be, the sports talk. We love that everybody is joining us and we can answer any questions or things you guys want to get involved in the conversation. We appreciate that. Once again, shout out to Mobile, Alabama Mardi Gras. Y'all heard of it. Y'all next Mardi Gras, come down and check it out. You'll see a lot of people would love to invite y'all in. Just leave it with that.
Thought you was gonna do the Suge Knight. You know what I mean? Come down to the real Mardi Gras.
Yeah, you gotta worry about all of the videos.
Right. You worry about people all on your floats, stealing your beads. Come on down to the real Mardi Gras. But that's what's up, though, man. To echo his sentiments, man, thank y'all for watching, engaging, sharing. Thank y'all so much, man. I can't thank you enough, to be quite honest. We will see y'all same time, same channel next week. Don't forget, whenever you go outside, take God with you. Y'all be kind. Y'all be careful, man. Peace. Cut the check.